Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I have got to show you this gorgeous color palette for the new Shimmerz Paints June 2024 kits. I've got these beautiful blues and orchids and wait till you see. So here's my color palette. I always swatch it ahead of time so that I can totally get the vibe of what I'm working with. It really just ends up working for me. And, I've decided to really stick with three of the main colors. You'll see what I mean. Now, I want to use this green sagey colored paper. I'm going to use it as a frame. But then the other two papers that I have right there, I have this idea about punching out hearts. Now, this green one right here, I want to do a little stitching with. So you got to stay tuned for that plan. These fabulous mixed media products onto this little bit of packaging because I'm just going to use them in large swatches. I want to get some of this color on the paper. So I just ran to get a really big cheapo paintbrush, and I'm just interested in getting some paint on the paper, but I do want to leave some of the brush strokes. It's going to make it just a little bit more interesting when I use some heart-shaped punches to punch them out. You will totally see what I mean when I do it. So I'm going to give myself a nice little rinse. I'm going to spray the next one. And if you wonder why I'm using packaging, it's because I rather spend way more time creating than spending my time with cleanup. So that's one of those ways I do it. I get the packaging anyway, and then I can still pop it into, my different recycling containers. It's just an easy peasy way to go about it for somebody like me. So let's go ahead and grab our third color that I'm going to use for my paint swatches and get it on there. And I'm loving this punch of green. I'm also making sure to slightly overlap, as you see there. So what I did is I went ahead and trimmed out that frame piece. It's a little hard to see on camera, but I did do stitching all the way around the frame with a fairly thick amount of, sewing machine thread. Then I went ahead and punched out all kinds of different sizes of hearts. I wanted lots and lots of options. And even if I don't use them all on this project, I can totally jump ahead and use them on another project. So I figured I would punch out all that were available for me to use. I went ahead and popped my frame, the green frame, up on a little bit of dimensional adhesive so I have a bit of a shadow, so it totally looks kind of like a framed picture vibe. And now I'm going to start arranging all of these hearts. I'm going to start by looking at how I like the colors, how I'm going to like the patterns. And I end up loving having them totally stacked all over the place along the bottom. I think it's super fun. And I also use some of these sweet wildflower patterns. It ends up being so cute. And then I tuck in smaller ones and layer all of the things. I really like the way this comes out. You'll see what I mean. They're up on dimension, they're shadow. It's all wonderful things. So I was having myself a time, and I was going back and forth like, do I want it to just be the florals? Where do I want to put my photo? What do we want to do? And look at that. I think it is so darned fun. You saw how simple it was. It was a matter of just getting a little bit of color on a page and making hearts out of it. So I grabbed a couple of these tags. These were cut aparts. And I'm just going to layer a couple of them to the left of the photo. I didn't really have an idea after I got past the point of layering up the hearts. I just wanted to use lots of patterns and all kinds of color. I was really sticking with the blue, green, and orchid kind of a vibe on this one because it's fun. It's so fun when you get mixed media. You can totally tailor it to whatever you are vibing right then. And right there, I'm like, do I want to put that heart up there so I don't have to fill in the hole? I don't know. I popped a tiny bit of dimension behind that tag, so I have a little bit of shadow. And then I have to sit there and go, okay, wait, I need a title, right? And we've got these lovely blush colored little alphas. And I'm going to have this one read Mrs. because the bag that my daughter is holding has the word Mrs. on it. And I think it's super cute. And I have to find the little tiny dot. I am going to have to trim some of my foam strips down even thinner because these are itty little alphas. But we'll do that and then they'll be able to pop up. And once again, it's just so much more interesting to me when I have, I don't know, how many times can we say dimension in one possible layout? But that's what it is all about. So let's get those popped down. All right, y'all, we are now in the home stretch. I am loving how this came together. I've got my little sequin bits and there's these beautiful little purled bits in the bonus bundle as well. Super pretty. But what I want to do now is I'm going to cover my photo and I use an old piece of packaging and the poor thing is like literally textured at this point because there's so much paint on it. And I'm going to use some packaging to the right and just add some splatters because it's bringing some of that color here, there, and everywhere. I mean, this green is perfect for a florally bridal shower. And then I'm going to bring in the other colors and just splat away. So guys, I will have the links down below for the Shimmerz Paints website so you can get your hands on these kits, for the blog as well as a Facebook group. So come to the Facebook group, show us what you've been creating,